Hey guys, it's me, Bagrisham, and thanks for clicking on my build video. The prices of my PC builds for this month are $400, $500, $600, $800, and $1,000. I wasn't originally going to make a $400 build, but I figured since the holidays are here and everybody has money to spend, I shouldn't leave out those that don't have much to spend but want to get into PC gaming. With that said, let's move on to the build. This is going to be a $400 build that will get you into the world of PC gaming. Either if it's for a gift or just a personal computer, this is going to be the best possible starter PC build that I can make at this price point. And it'll let you play just about every game you throw at it at decent settings. Remember that this build is only $400, so don't go expecting to max out new games like Far Cry 4 at 1080p. It is still a pretty powerful rig though, and older and less resource heavy games like Skyrim, South Park: The Stick of Truth, and CSGO should be able to run pretty well on it. PCs are by nature upgradable, so if you start with this, you can always add more and better parts to it as time passes. I tried as hard as I could to make this a decent rig, and I think I did pretty well on it. I'll stop jabbering now and just start listing the parts. For the processor, I chose the AMD Athlon X4 760K. This is a quad-core processor. It's clocked at 3.8 GHz. It's also a K-series processor, which means you'll be able to overclock it as well up to over 4 GHz if you have an Aftermarket Cooler. But if you don't plan on overclocking, or if you have no idea what it is, it's still perfectly fine at stock settings. But if you do want to pay a little bit extra for Aftermarket Cooler to bump up your speeds, or just to keep your PC a little bit cooler, I'll leave a link in the description. The Athlon X4 760K will run you about $75. For a motherboard, I chose the MSI A78M E45. This is a really great motherboard. It supports overclocking with the 760K too. It's got 4 USB 3 ports, 2 USB 2 ports, and it just has a bunch of other extras for about $65. For the graphics card, I chose the MSI Radeon R7 260. This is an excellent card that plays older games like Tomb Raider, Skyrim, Payday 2, and Bioshock Infinite at max settings at 1080p, which is actually quite impressive considering this card's only about $90. Memory isn't that hard of a component to go with, so I just went with a 4GB stick of G-Skill Ripjaws X-Series DDR3 RAM. It's rated at 1833 MHz, which is plenty for your games and some multitasking. It's really easy to pick up a second stick if you want that 8GB later on, but the price of this 4GB stick of RAM is about $40. Hard drives are very simple components to go with, as they constantly stay the same. Once again, I'm just going to go with a 1TB Western Digital Caviar Blue. The Caviar Blue is a very reliable hard drive, and a terabyte is plenty of space for your games, movies, music, pictures. It's just a great fit for everything you need to store. Now there is a small difference between the Caviar Blue and the Caviar Black, which is about $20 more, but unless you get a good deal and you just want that small bump in speed, go with the Black. But if not, you'll be perfectly fine with the Caviar Blue. The Caviar Blue comes in around $60. Up next is the power supply, which in my opinion is the most important part of any build, primarily because you need power to run your system. Never be cheap when picking out a power supply because poorly made PSUs can short out and catch your PC on fire, so make sure you pick a good quality supply over a good sale price. My recommendation is the Corsair 430 watt power supply. 430 watts is plenty for this build, and it can still be used if you upgrade your PC. It's 80 plus bronze certified, which means it's a high quality power supply, and it can actually help you lower your power bill. It's also modular, which means you can take out any cables you don't need. If you plan on upgrading your graphics card in the future though, it will take more power, but this PSU should still be able to run what you need. You can get it for about $40. Optical drives in PCs are really becoming outdated, unless you want to use a Blu-ray drive and you use CDs. I've had my PC for years, and I've used the optical drive to install the operating system and burn about 1 CD. I just went with the cheap yet reliable reader and burner, which is a Samsung. It's a simple basic drive, and it only runs about $15. Finally is the case. Once again, this is where your own personal opinion or just your general cheapness comes in. Sometimes computer cases can be up to the hundreds, so to keep this build relatively cheaper, but still have a good bit of extras, I went with the Cooler Spike. This is a small, quality case that has a clean style and it holds everything together, with some really good airflow. I use this case in my LAN rig, and I've never had any issues with it. It's your build, so you can choose whatever you want when picking out a case, but if you just want a cheap, reliable one, you can get this for about $40. Well, that's it guys. This is my guide for a quality $400 gaming PC that should last a bit before it becomes outdated. Now the prices of computer components change often, so I'll be leaving a link in the description to PCPartPicker.com. It's a website that you can use to plan out your PC build online, and see the lowest prices for the components that you need on other retailers. That's all for this video guys, so if you like this video and you want to see some more of them, click the like button. I'll have 4 other builds available for you guys to look at this month, one for a $500, $600, $800, and $1,000 PC. Click on the links in the video when they're available if you want to see one of them. And if you enjoy my videos, you can click here to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and it shows me you want to see some more of my builds. Hope to see you guys in my next video.